brother. I did like a fantasy football's intro there. Did you like that?
I loved it. I did like a lot of energy. I hope it's not piquing our listeners.
You're right. That's a good call.
Levels too much, but I'm sure, I'm sure they enjoyed the energy.
Yo, I did like low. 80.
You know what you just reminded me? You know what you reminded me of is I do this thing where when I'm listening to music, sometimes I'll go, Alex, what is your karaoke song? And I think I've landed on Ring of Fire because I can do
I fell into
a burning ring of fire.
Nice.
I went down, 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 and flames went higher. And it burned, burned. So I kind of want to do like an Elvis take on Ring of Fire. But you reminded me of that when you kind of got gravelly. We could do an intro like that. I don't know.
I love it. My karaoke song, go to Tenacious D tribute. That's mine. Anything Jack Black. There's a couple of Tenacious D songs, but my go-to karaoke is, if you don't know it, look it up. But it's great because it's well known enough that some people will be like, oh I love this fucking song.
Mm-hmm.
And then some other people are like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And I kind of love that because it'll be a good split of the room. The other one by Tenacious D, Fuck Her Gently, if you haven't heard that. It's and the name of it, obviously jarring. But if you listen to the song, it sounds like a nice song, and then it has a bit of a reveal, a little bit of a punch, and it's that perfect, funny, fun kind of thing for karaoke. It's a good. So
read the room of the bar. You got to read the room of the bar for that one. But when you read it right and it is the right room, that one gets both laughs and people singing along, and then other people going, "What is this?" in a fun way. Yeah,
in a very in a very fun way. Like, oh, whoa,
yeah,
my gosh,
yeah. Don't do it at a kids karaoke, but definitely at a fun bar.
Oh gosh, Alex, you know that comment you made last pod of a couple pods ago now, where you said I mentioned I was doing some workouts, and then I was running, and I was doing some pull-ups in my neighborhood at the park. You were like, you do prison workouts at a playground? And that has lived in my head rent-free for a week. A week where I'm just like, oh God, I can't.
No, come on, Jake, don't quit. No.
Oh,
no,
man.
I didn't I want that intention. I was thinking comedy in the moment. I wasn't thinking.
Good. No, it kind of exacerbated itself because I happened to go. I had a late lunch, and I usually work out on my lunch. I had a late lunch. I was pretty busy, so I around like 2:30 was when I did my run instead of the usual noon, and that's when the preschool, elementary let out.
Yes. Yeah.
And so I'm looking to work out, and there's these kids running around, and that's why the comment came back up, and I was like, oh God. Oh.
And there you are, shirt off, right at the monkey bars, doing a homemade tattoo on yourself, weren't you? You were buzzing with a cigarette in your mouth, and you go, shoot.
Kid with glasses, a wheelie backpack, and a stutter came over to me and was like, "Are you down with the monkey bars?" Something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, and you said, "Let me give you a grade A+ on your back. I'll give you the fresh tattoo here."
Yeah, exactly. But cool. Well, great. I wanted to get in and start chatting about last season. I want to take one final look back because a little bit of me is like, what happened last offseason? Like, what happened last season? Like, Eagles won. That's all I remember. It was awesome. But how did the regular season end? And I want to see if we can use this for fantasy. I want to see if we can take a look at who won last year. I'll also simultaneously bring up the odds for this year and see the betting odds for who's going to go. So we could go. What do you think? Do you think we go position by position, or do we go year by year? Do you think? Do we think we go look at last year's, then look at the odds for this year? Or do you want to go through all of it?
I think all of it at once. I like the comparison or the exercise of okay, let's focus on MVP. What do we think?
Okay.
who else could be up for this, and then we go, okay,
Perfect.
now what are the odds, and like what does
Excellent.
it look like?
So we'll start right there. We'll start with the juiciest bit, and we go right in MVP, Josh Allen. He's coming off the MVP from last year. He beat out Lamar, who Lamar was that would have been his third, right? Lamar's had two.
Pretty crazy, yeah, pretty
Yeah.
crazy.
I do have some takes, some team takes, and this is going to kind of tie into my Madden takes as well. There was a couple teams that jumped at me, so we can get into that later. But MVP for this coming season, the
Hmm.
odds on favorite, Lamar Jackson, plus 430. Next, tied at second, is Josh Allen and Joe Burrow
Hmm.
together, followed very closely by Patrick Mahomes. A bit of a jump in Jaden Daniels, and then another bit of a jump, and then Justin Herbert. All
Okay, are we going to
QBs.
be? Can I just real quick? I just want to do a hot take. Justin Herbert is a fake. He's a phony, and he doesn't belong on this list. I
Yeah.
think I just got a little angry looking at this list, and the fact that you listed all those names and they included Herbert. What's he done? What's he ever done? Great. Oh, great. He does 7-on-7 football really well. Well, he can win the 7-on-7 MVP. They're a run heavy scheme. Harbaugh's going to want to run the ball. Omarion Hampton's going to be a superstar. He should be the MVP for the Chargers candidacy. No. That's my gut reaction, and that's just maybe a content take there. I don't know.
I,
Do you have any gut reactions to this list that we're looking at? Not necessarily Herbert. If you want to comment on that, you can. But
I will say he has like twice the odds of Daniels. So he's like a massive
yeah,
tier down
yeah.
than the fifth place. So he is a distant sixth. Um, but he is sixth. I mean, who else would you put up there, do you think? Who comes in?
And I'm happy. I'm happy that Patrick Mahomes is up there. I think he's a psychopath. He's made the conference championship every single year he's been in the league. He's a psychopath,
Yeah.
and they just got absolutely embarrassed. They just got absolutely embarrassed in the Super Bowl on the biggest stage and took away his three-peat and his legacy. I think Patrick Mahomes is like if I were betting. I don't typically bet on these types of things. I think I would take him. Lamar and Josh Allen have gone back and forth like each year. Joe Burrow could easily be up there. I just don't think the team will finish high enough for him to be in the conversation.
Yeah.
Um, at least if they make the playoffs, I think they'll be like third or fourth seed. I think Patrick Mahomes would be my take here. And it's just a good year to pick Patrick Mahomes, I think, because you could take him pretty much every year. This year, I think he's been really downgraded. And I think they need him the most this year. I think he's going to have a more because the team barely won their games. They had so many one-score games and still were like 15-1 or whatever. But he doesn't have Derrick Henry, he doesn't have anybody else, Patrick Mahomes. So he would be my take. That's
Yeah.
what jumped out at me is not Herbert. Yes, Patrick Mahomes. But I don't know. What are you thinking about this list? You're looking at this list. What are you thinking?
To your point with Mahomes, I think he's really good value there. I mean, Lamar and Josh are obviously proven. They've done it. Josh makes a lot of sense. Like when you look at their depth chart, they really do not have a number one kind of anything on their
Yeah,
offense. Like
yeah.
who's their number one receiver? Like Shakir, probably.
Keon Coleman maybe
Keon
could slide in.
Coleman,
Mhm.
Curtis Samuel. They have a lot of guys, and it's just volume. They've got Knox. They've got
Kincaid.
Connect Kincaid. Thank you. Um, and then Connor. Or sorry, not Cook. James Cook. So
Hmm.
like I don't know. It makes a lot of. He makes more sense to me than Lamar. Who Lamar has
Yeah.
Derrick Henry. I think he's got a better offensive line, a better defense.
A
I really
fullback.
think. What's
He's got
that?
a fullback. He's got a
He's got a
fullback.
great
Big.
fullback. Like Burrow has Chase Higgins, obviously best receiving duo in the league, most likely up there at least, at the very least. But yeah, I mean, but who knows? Is that the award? Is the award who is the most impactful, who raises the floor the most, or who can drive the car the best. I don't know. Like, I
Wow.
think I think your Patrick Mahomes take is really good. I would probably support it because I think they finally have some health at receiver. They've got,
Hmm.
I mean, we'll see about Rashee Rice. He went down last year, but he also has the pending
Suspension?
court dates. Yeah.
Right.
And it's now looking like he'll start the season and it might come later instead of what people
Mm,
thought it was earlier, which is start the season with the suspension and then he comes in. It's
right.
looking now like he'll start and he could kind of ruin, your fantasy playoffs or something like that. Or you could roll the dice and say, like, yeah, maybe it gets litigated in the offseason. Who knows?
Right.
Um, but in addition to that, he gets some other people back. He's got Xavier Worthy. He's got I want to say Hollywood Brown is still kicking it.
Believe
And so
so.
I think it's let me double check. But like I think his receiving core is quietly one of the better lineups he's had in a little bit. Yeah, so he's got Rasheed Rice, Xavier Worthy, Hollywood Brown. Pacheco is healthy again. That's another one
That's a
who I
big
think
one.
is big.
That's a big one, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think last year they wanted to be a ground and pound team and then they just couldn't really do it. They lose their guard converted to tackle
Tooney.
who got blown
Joe
up.
Tooney.
Yes, in the Super Bowl, but they drafted Josh Simmons. Yeah, I mean, I just think the weapons here, they still have Juju, which is kind of wild. Tyquan Thornton is here. A lot of speedsters. It seems
Well,
like
they got
early Mahomes. Like they're kind of going back to
Robert.
early Mahomes.
Yeah, Robert Tunyon, the third tight end there.
Mm,
Even I would just highlight he had a couple good days there, but yeah, early Mahomes is a good way to put it. Where Xavier Worthy blowing the top off, um, Kelsey, even though he's like, how would you put it, gracefully deleveraging his responsibility. I think he's still like he's like the red zone threat. So then Xavier Worthy's okay being the number one because he doesn't have to be the big red zone threat, the traditional X receiver,
yeah.
even though that's kind of Rice or it looks like Juju. Yeah.
Rice, man, like if Rice had no issues, they played a full season, I'd be so high on him in like fantasy and otherwise. But man, if you're just gonna like guaranteed miss some time and you're coming off an injury, it's kind of tough. But man, if they could get him right, like next season, I think he could be like a monster, especially as Kelsey gets another year older next season. Anyway, I think Patrick Mahomes, I think that's really good. I think that's a really good value. I think is interesting. I think Josh honestly could repeat just because of the lack of talent around him. And you can
Yeah.
really just say and the running as well. Like, I mean, obviously all these guys kind of like Lamar Daniels definitely run too, but um, he does seem like if you take him off that team, like they look terrible on paper.
Yeah. Really bad.
And and I think that's a decent way I like to look at MVP is like, okay, if like no one's gonna put Jalen Hurts up here because if you take him out, put somebody else, people would argue, oh my gosh, it's so much like other people could succeed in that team. Now there's some other conversations with that, like the team was built for him, so there's a
Right.
reason it works. But that's just kind of an example. Burrow's interesting, but I really like Patrick as the value, and I like Josh as like the favorite. I'm surprised Lamar is here as the number one. He's awesome and takes nothing away from him. He's won it before. He could do it again, but he's got Derek, and I think they really want to win this year.
And you know what you got to do to win? You got to, like Jalen Hurts, you have to not go for stats and just like have some humility and either that's checking it down, taking a sack, or just allowing your team to run the ball a lot, which they do already. Usually it's Lamar running, which is why their rushing stats are usually through the roof and number one. Um, and with the Eagles, I feel like Jalen was just happy to have Saquon just be the guy.
Yeah,
So if Lamar wants to get further in the playoffs, I think he would have to actually go. It's like same in the NBA. Usually the MVP does not win it. Like the regular season MVP in the NBA doesn't normally win it in the playoffs because
Right.
they're not sacrificing. They're going for all of the stats and everything.
Yeah. And it's usually, there's a lot of times where it's injuries or like the way the team is constructed and it's not their kind of their fault or whatever. Now, this is going to jump into my Madden kind of research here, but
Mm-hmm.
a couple of things jumped at me, and it's gonna parlay nicely into my my argument against Lamar or Burrow. And what I'm going to do to kind of go at that, and the thing I saw in Madden was, I think this Ravens secondary is one of the best, most disgusting I've seen
Yeah.
in a long time.
Yeah.
And the, not only that, so are quietly the Steelers. The
Yeah, dude.
Steelers, and
Yes.
and now we can get into
Jalen
both of
Ramsey.
them. I'll start with the Ravens, but the Ravens this offseason,
Yeah.
okay, they end up getting Jair Alexander. So they
Yep.
now have Marlon Humphrey, Jair Alexander, potentially like guys late 20s, about to hit that 30 mark, like end of their prime, kind of going into the twilight, but like all pro caliber guys. On
Mm-hmm.
top of freak athlete, first rounder Nate Wiggins, followed by Chidobe
A woozy.
Awuzie, who, as a four, he was like a solid number two for that Bengals Super Bowl run,
Yeah.
as well as Cowboys earlier in his career. And again, you've got three corners that are veterans, proven, and like Pro Bowl caliber, on top of a freak athlete, Nate Wiggins. On top of their secondary, they have Kyle Hamilton, all pro, and they bring in and draft Malachi Starks. Was awesome. I wanted the Eagles to get him. Georgia guy. He looked
Incredible.
so good.
I
And
think
it's,
that's who the Eagles really were banking on getting. Yeah, to your point.
yeah.
I think they really were expecting to get him even,
And
and
I think
they
they were
souped him up.
excited with Campbell, but I don't think, like, I was kind of perusing Madden and I was just looking at like, holy shit. Not only that, Roquan Smith, possibly the best middle linebacker in the game. Oh, yes, that's right. Trenton Simpson, who's very much like Nate Wiggins, really freak athlete who has incredible players around him, who
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't have to be asked to do as much and can kind of just operate with his elite athleticism. And then I think probably the biggest breakout, if he hasn't already, it's like one of the toughest names to even say, but
Namdi
Namdi,
Madabuke. Madabuke.
yes, is a monster. This
Yeah.
guy is like, I think we'd be talking about him way more if they made it further in the playoffs. If they made it further in the playoffs, he had bigger stages, but he does a lot of dirty work. This team to me is like, you're suffocating in the back with coverage. Like when I look at this and you have all this arms race at corner, I feel like they want to do man to man and just like blitz you. And when you're, go ahead.
I would actually argue we talked a little bit about the Eagles linebackers being 6'2", 6'3". They all kind of look the same.
Mm-hmm.
Malachi Starks, Kyle Hamilton. I'm going to even throw DJ Tampa, that backup there.
Right?
These
Yep.
are all like taller, bigger big nickel type players that
Yep.
you could, even
Marlon
Marlon
Humphrey.
Humphrey's bigger. Jair Alexander's at least 6 foot, so he's not like a small corner.
Mm-hmm.
These are big corners, and so I think they could play zone. You were just about to say kind of like press man coverage. I think they could
Yeah.
do that, but I also think they could play zone really,
Yeah.
really well and confuse you
Yeah.
in a different way we were talking about with the Eagles, or the front seven's more confusing. I think this secondary could be a nightmare to even look at
Yeah.
for a quarterback as they're like changing and oscillating.
Yeah. And so you have this, I mean, wild defense. Now, I bring that up to say, I think this defense can suffocate people. And I just think that takes less off of the plate of Lamar. So when
Mhm.
we talk about his MVP season, I'm just looking at it as like, Well, I don't think they'll be in shootouts. So I don't think he's going to accumulate a bunch of these stats. So it's
Mm-hmm.
not going to be a runaway stat thing. And if that's the case, they're probably just going to lean on the potentially greatest bell cow of all time in Derrick Henry and
Yep.
just hand the ball off and use the fullback and lean into their multiple tight ends. They've got Likely, they've got Andrews, and I think that's a case against Lamar. I think Joe Burrow as well has to play those guys twice a year.
Yeah.
So they just got way better. The other team I wanted to bring up is, and this is again my Madden
Scouting.
scouting here. I think
Yeah.
between the two of us, you kind of have gone through with some of the preseason. I've done some of the Madden. I think we'll capture most
Good
things between
mix.
the
Good
two.
mix. Yeah.
Well, and I think there's an arms race going on in the AFC North because you look at this team now and they quietly also loaded up on corner where
Yeah.
they did two things that I don't think people put together at the same time. Was they traded Minka Fitzpatrick safety
Mm-hmm.
for Jalen Ramsey. Okay, great. You now have that play. But then they signed Darius Slay. And now
Mm-hmm.
Joey Porter Jr. turns into a third corner. He was
Yeah.
like number one. He's now number three, and you can no
Mm-hmm.
longer pick on them. But the difference with the Steelers is TJ Watt, Cameron Hayward's still doing it, Alex Highsmith, and then
Mm-hmm.
they get rookie Derek Harmon, who looks like he's going to be the predecessor to Cameron Hayward. He looks very good.
Mm-hmm.
First rounder out of Oregon, late in the draft, similar to Malachi Starks, but just different position, like fell in the draft, freak athlete. They seem like they're going to be a very good defense. And again, I'm looking back at the MVP odds. Burrow has to play both of these teams twice.
Oh.
And like,
Wow. Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah,
yeah,
that's such a good point. They're looking at Jamar Chase and T.
yep,
Higgins games, and they're
yep,
like, we need at least 2 star corners, at least, maybe
yeah.
3. And they go out and adapt and change. And now I'm thinking, who is the last team in that division? It's Steelers, Ravens, Bengals,
Cleveland
and
Browns. So, I mean, you've got Ward and Miles Garrett, but yeah, the Browns, I mean, that might be a rollover. You know what I mean? Like they look pretty bad.
Denzel Ward. Denzel
Their
Ward's a corner, right?
their defense is always better than their offense. They've got
Yeah.
Newsome.
Obviously, Miles Garrett's amazing, but
Yeah, Miles Garrett, best
you know,
defensive player in the league, but yeah, I mean, they draft a D tackle. It's fun. They're whatever. I think they'll be bad. They'll be bad. You do
yeah,
have Denzel Ward who can go against and Newsome, who like potentially if you're manning him up and you're getting some extra
not bad.
coverage, yeah, I mean, it could really be worse as far as corners are concerned against Burrow and against Jamar Chase. So anyway, I both of those teams, the Steelers and the Ravens, popped to me as like, oh
Mm-hmm.
my gosh, there's this arms race happening at corner to stop Jamar Chase. So Jamar Chase just got two more matchups with Jair Alexander in the division, Darius Slay, and Ramsey, and he
Yeah,
still has Humphrey. He still has Ward. He still has, like he just has a murderer's row of
yeah.
people he's got to go against.
That's a great point. I'm like thinking of implications for fantasy now for number 1 overall pick when you think of picking Jamar Chase. I mean, that is only just what 6 games, so there's a whole full season, right? But
Yeah. And you could probably look at
still,
strength of schedule and that type of thing. But yeah, the Steelers are interesting because then you've got Metcalf and then Rodgers. I feel like they want to just pound the rock. Like both those
mm-hmm.
teams want to they've got great defenses and they just kind of want to go up the field. Anyway, we did a lot on MVP, but it's the biggest, juiciest one. So I'm happy we took a huge old bite out of it. I think
Yeah,
we
we
can
did
kind of
take a
move
good
on.
bite. Yeah,
What's that?
yeah, we did take a big bite, but you're right. That was appropriate because that's really the most talked about one anyway.
Yeah. So interesting. So now we go into rookie of the year. Let's look at last year because last year we ended up having a couple of these looks like they're out of order a little bit. Jaden Daniels, I think, was a runaway at this. which makes sense. This year, we're coming in. Obviously, there's no defending anything or whatever. So we've got Genty plus 250.
Could you throw
Cameron.
this up in the share? I just can't see this at the
Oh, yeah.
moment.
Sorry about that. I know it
That's
pops
all right,
off
man.
quite a bit. So
Yeah,
let
I
me
know
double
that's not
check.
your fault with the
So
studio
we've
there
got
kind of having fun.
Genty leading the way at plus 250. And then Cam Ward at plus 300. O'Marion Hampton plus 900. So quite a bit of a distance between the first two and then the ones after.
I have my opinions here, but do you want to take a stab here first of what you think, what your prediction
Mm-hmm.
might be for this first, or do
Yeah.
you want me to jump in first?
Why don't you go ahead? I just went on a big rant on the AFC North there. So why don't you hit it off?
I'm thinking, and this is part of maybe the reason I hated the Justin Herbert being up there, is O'Marion Hampton, I think, it came into a perfect situation for a
Mm.
rookie. For a rookie, it's a team game. I feel like the ones that go into a good situation have much higher odds of winning this award, and we can maybe look back to see that maybe in past years. But Marion Hampton came into Harbaugh in year what now, is he 2 or 3 now for Jim Harbaugh or for John Harbaugh? I mean, uh, sorry,
I
Jim
think he,
Harbaugh,
I think
year
he's going
2.
into 3. That's a good question.
So
2 or 3.
he he I think has always wanted to be a run the ball, really traditional style of offense. And I think now they've really gotten that. Like if you look at like all of his previous really successful teams there, obviously the 49ers when he was there, Stanford when he was there as well, even.
But yeah, this is his
Um,
second season.
yeah, so I think he's got more of an offensive line now. It is a huge bummer that their left tackle is out for the year. Slayton is a
Yeah.
huge loss for them, but they were going to be one of the best lines with Joe Alt on the
Yep.
right side, the right tackle. He could be left tackle. We can look at this, yeah, Ross, if you want to pull it up. But I think the offensive line is still very good, and it's a scheme that I think is going to have all of this to say. O'Marion Hampton, I think, will get a lot of carries. Now it says Najee Harris is starting running back there. He had that eye thing,
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately. Oh, that's right. Kai Becton they just got from the Eagles, who
Yep.
was our biggest mauler. I say our, like I'm a part of the Eagles. The Eagles offensive line, he was huge. Saquon Barkley ran behind Mekhi Becton. They now have him. They have Alt, who's an incredible line, left tackle or right tackle. Zion Johnson is very high quality. And then Bozeman is serviceable and looks like Pipkins the third, Trey Pipkins the third, is kind of filling in for that big injury this offseason with Slayton going down. So they're still set up pretty good, I think, to be a pretty good running team. They're one of the teams that carry a fullback with Matlock there. Great show, great fullback. So I don't know. All of this to say, I think it's going to be a lot more of a run heavy system. And I think that'll make O'Marion Hampton go bonkers. And I think it'll make him a favorite for this award specifically. Because you look at like Genty, I just don't think the line's as good. I think he's probably a better player. But I don't know if the Raiders have that kind of juice. I think Geno, that's great. Colton Miller's good. He's a good left tackle.
They've
The
got
rest,
the center and guard both
they
both
don't
with
even.
Jackson Power Johnson. No, I think Colton Miller's very good. Jackson Power Johnson was a high draft pick. I think he's very solid. I think Kappa used to be a starter for the Buccaneers back there.
Mhm.
But I think the biggest thing with the Raiders is they finally, for the first time in maybe 3 years, have competent quarterback play.
Right. But that does that help the running back volume for a rookie of the year campaign? Because it's not necessarily. I think they'll be better, like you're saying with Geno, and they'll be a more competent offense. But that could mean checking out of run plays because Jacoby Myers has an open slant route. Um, so
Yeah.
I don't know. That's at least my gut reaction when I'm looking at the rookie thing. Is O'Marion Hampton, I think, could be the best situation. Travis Hunter's fun, but I think it'll be too much splitting of the two to have like a cohesive. If he's amazing on both, Travis
I
Hunter could run away with it. But
I think there's something where there's a world where if Cam Ward is just competent, like he's the only QB on here,
that's a good point.
and and just the bias that QBs have such a better, like they're much more public position, and there's so many more ways to show. Like if he's competent, and again, if
Hmm.
you're low on Genty, like O'Marion Hampton has some of those other guys around him. Um, I think Cam Ward has a really good shot to just be if he can. I know he's really confident. I really like his mentality, and like he's really talking up the Calvin Ridley and some of the receiving core. I think they'll still be bad, but I think they're in a bad division. I think they'll play a lot of
Yeah.
bad, like the Jags, the Colts. Although the Colts are sneaky, decent defense, but the Jags I think are really bad, and then I guess the Texans are pretty solid too. So that might be better than I thought, but um, who knows? We'll see. They could be in some good positions if the Colts quarterbacks can't play very well and they get some short fields or whatever, but.
Right.
So interesting. Ted is interesting. I think that offense is potentially has a shot to take a step forward, but um, yeah, I think Hampton we like a lot. I think Cam Ward has an advantage for being a quarterback, and again, I think it was a runaway last year with Daniels. I don't know. I think this will be closer. I think this is going to be closer.
Yeah.
Especially you like Hampton. I think he's closer than what
Travion
the odds are
Henderson,
showing.
we didn't mention Travion Henderson. Also pretty high, similar points that I would make from Aaron Hampton. It's just like the running back; they need to have a good offensive line. Saquon Barkley had the best year of his career because he got an offensive line. So, yeah, great point about Cam Ward. I think you're right. Didn't quite consider that right away. They were the worst team for a reason. So maybe he's so bad that the QB bias is overridden by a really really good year. But that's a good point. If they're like 500, it's almost a guarantee that he wins it, right? Like from like the worst team in the NFL to 500, you would probably spell a a uh, a rookie of the year campaign there.
Yeah. Defensive player of the year. They've got Micah's the favorite, which is interesting with all the trade rumors and all that stuff. Aiden Hutchinson, DJ Watt closely behind. So they really like the edge rushers. Miles Garrett's in here. Now, last season, off the top of your head, do you remember who it was?
Now, wasn't it Patrick Surtain?
It sure was. Yeah.
Yeah,
Corner.
that's like you don't see that very often.
Pretty great. We're big fans. Um, all of the betting odds are almost exclusively edge
Oh wow, look at
rushers.
this drop down. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, when did that happen where it's like sack leader becomes defensive player of the year? It's like
Yeah. I think it influences the game the most, I suppose. Like
obviously
who's
last
voting?
year is like the outlier, right? But with
Yeah.
Sertan winning
Who's
it.
who's voting for this award? Because that might inform
Couple
it as well. You know what I
couple
mean?
different Eagles here. Wow, that's cool.
Yeah,
Quinyon,
they're pretty
Nolan,
far
Jalen
down, but
Carter,
yeah, they are
Bond.
there. Carter's up there, Bond, Nolan. Um, that'd be wild odds though for any of these. I think Parsons is interesting. There's something to me where it's like I'm interested that like the whole offseason has been like this guy's gonna get traded. This guy's sleeping on the meetings or whatever. Like I don't know. Jerry's such a showman where I'm kind of just like, is this all an act? Is this all you know what I mean?
Mm,
Like I don't know. I know we were chatting in the group chat about the doc and
that's right. The
and all that
Cowboys documentary. That's right. Yep.
Cowboys documentary. Yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe he just comes out and the team's actually like, they really pull it together. On paper, they're really a solid team. But it's just like this all-field stuff BS that just kind of soaks it all up, all the tabloids or whatever. And whether it's by design or just dysfunction, I think it's happened too many times for it to not be by design, in my personal opinion. But
Yeah.
I think that's part of it. And him being the betting favorite is interesting, even with all that. And who knows? Like, what if he does change teams? He's probably going to an awesome situation. Like there's a team that wants to trade for him, it's probably for a good reason. And, you'd have to give up a lot, but that'd be for the future. I think it would help the bet almost. Who knows?
Right.
Anyway, I personally think Mike has got a good shot at it if he can if it's all kind of show in the offseason and he's actually fine. Hutchinson could be an interesting one because he's going to be my player for comeback. I don't know what the betting odds are, but
Yeah, I was just gonna say the injury. I just hope sometimes those big injuries takes like a year of being back when they're healthy to get back into feeling like they were before the injury. So I don't know if this
right.
is like his kind of like transition year out of feeling healthy again, or if he's back to being Aiden Hutchinson, like who he was before. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I hope it's the latter because he's a fun player to watch, and I think everybody roots for the Lions. They're just a feel good team. I think they're the league's second favorite team. Besides your favorite team, everybody's second favorite team is the Lions. It seems like.
Yeah. I
Um,
would totally.
so
I
yeah.
also surprised to see Jared Verse up here. Good for him, dude. He looks crazy. But for him to be the sixth highest as a second year guy is pretty crazy. Um, yeah, he is pretty
a lot of
impressive.
a lot of this, I don't want to take a cop out, but a lot of the defensive player of the year feels a lot more like a crapshoot than like MVP, where it's like, yeah, it's just those guys. Defensive
Right.
player seems like I'm like, what could be any and all of these people.
Yeah, it does seem like the odds kind of reflect that. It's just kind of these top four seem pretty close between
Hmm.
Parsons, Hutchinson, Garrett. I feel like Garrett just accumulates stats because he's such a bad team.
Yeah,
But to me, almost inversely, it's like it's such a good defense that like maybe he gets a lot of stats because then the defense there's a lot of coverage sacks, that type of thing.
right,
Um,
right.
but anyway, okay. AP NFL Offensive Player of the Year betting favorite. Do you remember who it was last year?
Offensive player of the year?
Yep.
Does that say Saquon Barkley right there?
Yeah, it
Or
does.
is that?
Yep. Spoiled it. Spoiled it. It was Saquon last year, and he's also the betting favorite this year. Interesting. Um,
I think the Eagles just throw it a little bit more this year. I think he still has a good year. I think it's still good fantasy wise. I just don't think they're going to go crazy number of carries like they did last year. I think they're
yeah.
like, hey, welcome to the team. Here's the ball, man. Go crazy. And now
Yeah.
it's a little more like we won a Super Bowl. Let's kind of save you. It's like the manager, Rob Thompson of the Phillies, saying we got to save the bullpen for the next playoff push here. So, um,
Now, do you think he gets more catches? Like, I think you're right. Like, the
true.
fact that he had 2,000 yards, a historic season, like, there's no, like, it's so unlikely to repeat that kind of performance. But there's also, like, okay, does he have more catches this year? Like, does he maybe get more touchdowns? Like, obviously, he got vultured from what's crazy is last year, if you don't have the
Yeah.
tush push, he could have even had a crazier year.
It would have been a clear MVP, I think, from a running
Yeah.
back, which hasn't happened since like maybe it was like Adrian Peterson, maybe. I'm just
Yeah.
guessing. Um, Yeah, I'm a little confused with this is where we get to the point where I'm like, what's the difference between MVP and Offensive Player of the Year? Like what's the
Yeah.
criteria difference where I'm like, there's no quarterbacks on this list that I'm seeing?
Right.
So
I
is it
think
like I don't know.
I always feel like it's like the MVP is basically like who's the best quarterback on the best team. And then offensive player of the year is always like which player accumulated the most yards and touchdowns. Like
Right, right,
and that's receiving and rushing combined. And it's like who had the
right.
most all purpose yards is like is what this always feels like.
You got
So
any of these jumping out at you or besides Saquon?
So yeah, Saquon's the favorite again. Looks like plus 600. Mark Chase plus 800 to 2. Jefferson at plus 1200. So almost double the odds of Saquon. And then Gibbs up there, followed by Derrick Henry, followed by Bijan. I know Bijan's got a ton of hype. I was texting with Max about he got the first overall pick, draft order wise. He
That's
texts
right.
me and goes, Bijan Robinson, you're on the clock, is what he texted me.
Oh, good to know. Good to know.
So
You going Jamar?
I don't know. I don't know who I'm going.
Jake.
I don't know. I know. We were showing each other wine.
That's
But
right.
what pick are
Did you
you?
close
Are
the
you
cabinet?
6?
6. Doesn't even affect me even, really.
So do you think,
Like, they're-
well, I guess you'd get one of these guys here if you want. Which one do you think is your preferred?
who would I want? I mean, obviously, I'm going to get what I get, right? Because
Yeah.
it's like, because I am 6, so I just have to,
Right.
who's ever available there. I'm pretty happy with all them. Can we do show more? Are there people that's like maybe listed that maybe I would get a little frisky with instead?
You could do, I know CD gets drafted pretty high sometimes. I
That's right.
know.
As far as ADP, as far as fantasy football, that's right. Like CD Lamb goes a little bit higher, especially like in PPR, if you're thinking about that. Juan St. Brown was very reliable for me last year, but that's like
Boring.
not fun. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't know. Derrick Henry was also my team last year. I a little bit, maybe Derrick's the least one because you're never like, when's the cliff? When's the cliff? Because he's
Yeah.
just like, he's like in Mad Max, one of those big gargantuan vehicles, but you're like, where is the cliff? Because it's this big gargantuan thing, but where is the cliff when it falls off and the guy's playing guitar on the front of it? You know, it's like that's
Yeah.
what he's doing in the end zone every week.
Yeah.
But I don't know when the cliff is, so he's
He's
probably my
spray
least
painting his
favorite.
mouth before the games.
Oh man, they did a lot of
Did you like
whippets in
that?
that
That's a
movie.
Fury
They did a
Road.
lot of whippets. I just watched it recently, so I really liked that reference there. That was pretty crazy that they're like, and then they run into battle.
Aren't
Pretty
they like, isn't
crazy.
there blood hooked up to, it gets crazy. It gets crazy.
Should we do that before the podcast?
Yeah. We just huff paint. We huff paint before,
Yeah.
maybe on.
Whippets.
Yeah.
Well, you know, that's how we do the intro.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. We do the whippets.
Welcome to the show.
It just like it sounds like your
Valhalla!
cat. That's right. Fun.
I'll see you in Valhalla. Or at
See
the
you
end of
in
the pod,
Valhalla.
whatever comes first.
Who stole my daughters and my wives?
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of stealing your daughters and wives, Christian McCaffrey, do you think he could be at play for 6?
If at 6, I think it's too soon. If he gets to the second round, if he's like even the first pick in the second round, I'm so happy. You're just like,
live a little. I might take him at 2.
Okay, well then you should. You know what? You should. You put your money where your mouth is. You put your sister wives where your mouth is. Because I think McCaffrey, it's so boomer bust. Did you see the 49ers just got Brian Robinson as a
Honestly,
handcuff now?
it excites me that his ADP might fall.
That's right. Second round.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll take Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah. I don't think I have a shot at him because the snake, he's not gonna get back towards the end of the second round.
Yeah, but you get that nice little sweet
heartbeat.
spot. You get that nice little sweet spot where you get the back to back. You're 2 and 3. That's a nice little window there. It's a nice little window. Yeah.
I'm gonna try and I'll have to schmooze Max a little bit. I wish I was going to his wedding. And I'd
I'm going.
Well, I guess
I'm
it's after the draft.
I'll be there. It's right in New Hope. It'll be right in New Hope.
Well, anyway, I'll schmooze him a bit via text or something and see. I want to snipe a player of his right before that he gets the 2 back to back.
Yeah, I'll try to sabotage that and say, yeah, Jake's gonna want to try to sweet talk you here. Don't listen to him.
Yeah,
I'm gonna sabotage you.
So some double agent kind of stuff. Okay, well, for this award, I mean, Alex, when in doubt, zoom out. If you look at Christian McCaffrey, dude, he's either going to win your league or lose your league. I mean, every year he's healthy and playing, that dude is just like, it was something crazy, like 40% of all winning teams have him when he's right. So I don't know. Would love him. My last championship was Christian McCaffrey, and I'll never forget it. A large McCaffrey. I'll never forget that team. It was.
I think we're just jonesing to get into fantasy. Should we zoom through these awards here? I'll be honest, I'm less familiar with the awards. Yeah. But I feel like we're already diving into some fantasy stuff. And
we really are.
List here,
how do we make
list
money?
Looks like fantasy. Yeah, how
Yeah.
do we make money
How do
off
we make
this? Yeah.
money off of this is at the end of the day what we need. So yeah, anyway, for me a 2, I'm probably going to consider some of these guys. It honestly to me, if he's going Bijan, it's between Barkley and Jamar. Um, is kind of it for me. I love Gibbs. I love the guy. My
So you
team
want
name,
running back. You want to go running back then if he's going Bijan.
if he's going Bijan, I don't know. I mean, Jamar is amazing, but we did lay out his division and who he's playing. Oh, who knows? I mean, the
It's
rest of
only
his
6 games.
schedules.
It's
What's
only
that?
6 games. It's only six
So
games.
it's only 6 games. The season's only 14. You know, the season is only like the playoffs. It's like 15, 6. You know, like
Yeah.
you get into the playoffs by then, and then you don't count
Is
the
Jair
last one.
Alexander, is he washed? Is Jalen Ramsey washed? I don't know.
I'll have to
I don't
look
know.
at when they play them actually, because maybe it's. I'm sure the second games are going to be later in the season, so it's probably
Sure.
fantasy playoffs for 2. Anyway, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Saquon again, like we talked about, he's probably going to fall off too. Like he's coming off a 2,000-yard season. Who knows if he can replicate it? I mean, they're both awesome. Good position to be, but it's probably between the two. I was going to mention my old team name, Jackson Smith and Gibbs, bruh, was the team name.
Love
Um,
it. Love it.
and it was when they were both rookies. And I'd love to have them both again. I don't think it's kind of tricky in the two hole to kind of make it work. But anyway, let's zoom through, look at some of the other awards, and then we'll get into the draft.
Liam Cohn wins it. I think we can move on for
You like
Coach of the
Liam? You're a big
Year.
Liam guy.
Jaguars. Yep, Jaguars. And I just want the Jaguars to be good. I like literally the logo, like a little child. I like that logo.
Yeah.
I just want I just want the Jaguars to be good.
Yeah.
Brian Thomas Jr. is fun, and obviously Travis Hunter is very fun. And I
Yeah.
love the way in his press conference Liam Cohen said, "Oh."
Yeah, there it is. Dude.
So
Yeah, very fun. I like Vrabel, dude. I think Vrabel, dude, is like all of these guys, we can notice every single one except Mike are first year coaches.
yeah.
Interesting. So very interesting. I think Vrabel has the most stability. Like obviously Pete Carroll has a lot of stability, but I feel like the Patriots are a better team than the Raiders, player wise, talent wise.
Mhm.
And I feel like Vrabel has a really good shot. I think Ben Johnson has maybe a better team, an interesting, fun kind of thing going on. But Vrabel to me seems like he's been a head coach. Ben Johnson hasn't been head coach yet. I think
Right.
he's gonna have that learning curve. And it might
Yeah.
be, I don't know. We'll see. I think Vrabel has a better shot. So he's my pick. Defensive rookie of the year. I like Carter a lot. I
Yep.
think he's gonna have a lot of chances to kind of tee off
Oh,
edge
Jahad Campbell's
rusher.
even on the list. That's just fun as an Eagles fan. I didn't even think he'd be on the list. That's cool.
Yeah. You know, be a crazy fucking parlay. Travis Hunter, offensive and defensive rookie of the year.
Oh my God.
Could you imagine?
That would be, I mean, if you want to talk about like a my player in Madden, you couldn't even do that. That's like exactly what you would want to start
Yeah.
your career.
Yeah.
I think it's too hard. I think it's so difficult. How could he do it?
Yeah.
I think Abdul Carter has like the most clear pathway where there's Dexter Lawrence eating up a lot of
Yep. Blocks.
lineman blocks and double teams, and then same with Burns on the other side, and it gives him a clear pathway. He's unproven, so they go, okay, don't block him. I think it makes sense. Well, he's the number one
Yeah.
going into that situation. Yeah.
And he's gonna be a monster. Plus the football gods, I think are smiling on the Giants after last year, just absolutely fumbling the bag on the
Just
hard knocks and everything that went wrong with the team. I think they have
just a real
Carter.
just a
Yeah.
dick punch of a year.
Yeah.
Just right in the nads.
Right in
and
the Neds. Come
right
back.
there.
Oh, I forgot about Dak. Yeah, I said Hutchinson, which was the favorite, and I do still
Yep.
like that. But Dak is another good one. McCaffrey's up there. They look like even odds, the three of them.
Yeah, the comeback player of the year sounds like something that would help Jerry Jones sell the team on. So
Yeah.
Dak is good when he plays statistically when these awards matter during the regular season. So yeah, Dak looks like a good favorite there.
Protector of the year? Didn't even know this was a thing. Offensive
First year,
lineman.
first year of doing this. Yeah,
Wow. Okay. Look at that. I was gonna say, like, I was just gonna look. I don't even see.
it had never been. This is the first year. They were trying to
Interesting.
give love to offensive linemen,
Wow. Good
and
for. They should have done this decades ago. Kind of
yeah,
crazy they haven't.
and Lane Johnson will win it in the inaugural year.
Fuck
Look at
yeah.
how the Eagles have two right there. That's
Love it. It's
freaking cool.
incredible. Now, do they have guard play? They do have guards. Um,
It's a tackle. I feel like a quarterback has to win MVP. I feel like a left tackle or right tackle has to win
yeah.
this new sort of offensive lineman award.
I was looking for Landon Dickerson, but Cam Jerkins pops up before it, which is kind of
Yeah, but he got
crazy to me.
hurt, so I wonder if that's in it. Maybe I don't
I
know.
I would love Lane to win the inaugural one.
He deserves
Right
it.
before, I mean, what a Hall of Fame career if he ushers in that. I mean, Sewell's got plenty of years. He's amazing, and I wouldn't be surprised if he wins it too, but would love if Lane could edge him out. Mulata too, dude. Man, awesome, 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 awesome. Cool. Wow, didn't know that was a thing. That's pretty fun. Now, they also have assistant coach,
That's a
I don't know,
really they're doing that.
interesting.
Vic
Vic's up
Fangio,
there.
give it to
Hell
Vic.
yeah. Love it. Yeah, I mean, if he had two rookies last year and then he
Come
had
on,
went to the
come
Super
on,
Bowl, if he does it again with
come
another,
on.
like after losing 4 or 5 starters, like come
He
on.
was a head coach. He still should be a head coach. I
Yeah.
know that's actually a lot of these guys on the list, and I'm looking at it, but come on, come on.
All right. Let's jump into it. Wrong one. Wrong league here, but let's go into my Puka in La Porta Potty squad. Let's go into the league. Now, oh, interesting. I wonder. I've been. How did I do it? I was just doing it. Practice draft. Do you want to
Maybe
go
we
for
might
your
have to.
slot or my slot? What do you think?
A two seems more
Two
fun
or
to do. You
six?
get the thing about six, and the reason I kind of side is like you just kind of ride who's best available. I feel like when you're in the middle, you know what I
Yeah,
mean.
you're not able
You
to
like
dictate or reach as much. You're kind of like,
right. You have more like reachability and more fun in this kind of exercise when you're at the ends, whether it's the last pick or the first pick or the second or the 11th in a 12-person league. Yeah, we'll have to do it in this league just because it looks like Carlos didn't activate the league yet, so we can't. I know, I know.
oh, what do I?
I think we just do it in the other league. You're brilliantly dumb.
Yeah, but it's 10 person.
Um,
I could just jump in a lobby or something like that, which is fine.
yeah, maybe there'll be a 12-person PPR that we can kind of find.
Yeah.
While you do this, I'm going to grab a little more coffee and you can do a little vamp in here.
City. Yeah. So I'm gonna join a public league. We're gonna do a pro. We're gonna do the pro approach. We're gonna do scoring. We're gonna do points per reception. We're gonna do snake. We're gonna draft right now. I hope this isn't in auto. Okay, good. We're gonna go at it looks like they've got us 1, 2, 3, 4 in the 5 hole. Wish we could edit. Okay, leave this league. I would like to select a league here. So I'm gonna try and find similar stuff. Da da ba. Yeah, I mean, this is another 10 one. I feel like the 10 ones are just a little bit too like too deep a roster. You get like all the teams look good to me. And we'll see. Like it is fun because everyone has a good team, and so everyone it's just kind of like who are your guys, and that's what it turns into. I feel like when it gets to 12, it ends up starting to look a little bit more like okay, what who are, it's a little bit more the weeds of like who's going to be relevant. You need that floor a bit more, especially it depends how many positions you've got. I know for our roster we've got 2 flexes, so it's a little bit trickier. But the 10 man is fun. I think whenever you do that, you should add more players and just
Yeah,
really really get a chance to go through.
you kind of diving in on 10-man versus 12-man leagues.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, very frustratingly, every time I'm trying to jump into a lobby, it's just throwing me into a 10 man. So I'm trying to get into a 12-person league.
Well, similar to being frustrated with like a lobby, a draft, trying to get in a draft lobby. Nothing more frustrating than when your frozen grapes aren't frozen, because a great treat
uh,
is a
mm,
frozen grape. I think we talked about it last time, but like it is such a great little healthy little snack, especially in the summertime. It's
oh
like a
yeah.
mini slushy every time you do it. And so when they kind of like warm up as you've had them out, maybe a bowl as you're watching something, then it just turns into a regular grape. And you're like, it's just the
Ugh,
same feeling. It's just the same feeling of like, why'd you throw me out of this 10-man lobby? It's a similar feeling where you're like, ugh,
ugh.
it's just a regular grape. It's like, ugh, I'm not even in the draft lobby.
Whoops! Accidentally made a fantasy league. So there's that
You can try Sleeper. Sleeper does very quick.
mock draft. Here we go. Okay, I don't know why I didn't. There we go.
We're doing it now. Go ahead.
Here we go. This one, practice draft. Now, this is a practice draft. I think you want to jump into a lobby, or do you want to do like a auto draft speed run?
I like the auto draft where we can pause it and then we can talk about it. Then we can talk
Nice.
about it. We're not on the clock.
6-hole?
Yeah, we could. You really want to do my position? I wonder. Let's do one of each. Let's do it both. Why not both?
All
Right?
right. All right. Let's jump in. Ba-dum. Let me share screen.
Mm.
In trying to figure that out, I created a league.
Well, best of luck this year in your
Thanks.
your one man league that
Yeah,
nobody else is in.
I feel pretty
Jake's
good
scary
about
team. Really creative stuff there. And you just came up with that, huh? Didn't auto generate, right? Jake's scary
it.
team.
Do you know how to delete a league?
A league?
I
To
don't
be
know. We'll
honest, I
get
don't
into it.
think I.
Okay, here we go. Oh my God, I gotta pause. How do I pause? Can I pause?
Oh.
Oh my God, I'm gonna go.
Jamar Chase is there, right? Or no, I think you
Yep.
go Jamar Chase.
Wow. So that actually did go Bijan. How
So
do we
this is like a
pause?
good.
I don't know if we can pause, Alex. This might even be faster. I think the other way will give us more time to chat, believe it or not. But
Okay. Well, that's all right. So that's okay. We're getting a nice, good pace here. What are you thinking here? You can do the stack. You can always get Joe Burrow here with that third pick of yours. He's usually
yeah.
around.
So who's going? We got AJ. Oh, Chase Brown went pretty early. Bucky Irving.
Running
Okay,
back?
we could do. Oh, Alex, your whole T Higgins Burrow thing.
Nah,
What do you
I
think?
want to diversify. Like there is, dude, you could get Josh Allen and also Trey McBride, lock in the onesie positions now, and then we fill out the rest of the roster.
What do you think? Trey first, then?
I do. Yeah, probably
I
Trey
think
'cause he's at the top there.
because there's
Yeah, right.
other options
Yeah,
at
and we can fall
QB.
back. That's right.
Now,
Yeah.
do we do both of those onesie positions, or
I, I think that's a unique situation for this two spot that you can do where the draft falls in a kind of a nice spot to do it.
right?
So, and Josh Allen is, we were just saying, could be MVP. These
Yeah,
top three picks could be the best in their position.
yeah,
So you could have the best game, like league winning people in each position.
yeah,
We'll have to get a second class running backs duo though. So hopefully we can have somebody that kind of falls.
yeah.
Looking at maybe like a Travion Henderson would be a real miracle. Obviously, O'Mara Hampton's going to be gone, but that would have been nuts if we could get him. But he'll be gone.
It drives me
Even
nuts that it 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 toggles over to pick history. It does that automatically. That drives me
ugh,
nuts. Okay, this I kind of hate it a little bit, but do we go running back here?
no, I think we go wide receiver, go load up because we got double flex. I think Metcalf with this pick, but then
Mm-hmm.
if you want to talk about it in the next 10 seconds, any other thing,
I
my
like
guts Metcalf.
I like Metcalf. I think he'll get a lot of targets. And you got
Yeah,
Chase, you got Metcalf, who just went, Rasheed Rice, DJ Moore. Now, there are two flexes. So we could go receiver again and just kind of go like Worthy here.
him or Cortland Sutton
Yep.
is
Yeah,
more of a
he's
red
really,
zone guy, so
yep.
touchdown optionality, but the same Xavier Worthy is great as well. Both are great.
I like that. So really strong receiver. This is like the zero RB build, basically.
So far, you're really hoping maybe Aaron Jones is still hanging around. I'm looking at him, and
Yeah,
maybe like if
Pacheco.
he falls,
Pacheco.
Pacheco would be nice. I
Yeah,
think
if he could.
I'm really high on him this year because he's coming off of the injury last year. I think he'll be back to his normal self this year. Pollard would be great as well.
We're
So
about to
two of
get
these
him.
guys could be
Okay.
great.
I think we go Pacheco and pray Pollard's there.
Yep. And then honestly, I like Warren or Bill for the
Yeah.
second one.
Wow. Do you think that high for
For
Bill?
Bill,
Okay.
it's tough. Jalen Warren
He's
actually is
right
probably
here.
who I would take. I'm a
Warren,
simp,
Tyrone
as the kids
Tracy. You
say,
don't like?
for Warren.
Honestly,
In
wow.
that cluster, Warren. In that cluster,
Caleb
Warren for me.
Johnson's falling
Yep.
this year. I'm going to go Bill.
Nice. He's got a lot of heat.
Fascinating, though. Yeah. Because it's like, honestly, like I would have liked Brian Thompson at that role. But if you're telling me you get the same exact offense, but a guy with more juice and hype, I like that.
Yeah. And they traded, dude. I mean, the fact they traded Brian Robinson says a lot to me.
Yeah. And now in this league, we've got 2 flexes. So we can go best available again. Oh, you know what I wish? I wish instead of Bill, if what's his name was there, the Denver Harvey, I would have loved the Denver handcuff.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
might take Dobbins anyway because I need running backs. I need a shot at it. I think he's solid. Now, after that, I'm tempted to do the stack with Shakir, but I love Tampa Bay, a mecca here.
Yep.
It's
Okay, so
tough though
here's
because
the
Debo's
clock is
there,
running down.
Pearsall.
Yep. Those I would have gotten. I think I would have rolled the dice on running back. I would have got Egba and Pearsall. Those are my 2 guys. Maybe
Yeah.
Debo, but Egba, Abuka. Is it Abuka? I gotta learn his name.
I'm gonna
Egbuka.
get him.
He seems so exciting to me this year. He seems so exciting, and with the injuries for a very good Tampa Bay team, I think he's going to be awesome. I think Pearsall is going to have a big year. I would have actually dodged Dobbins there. We were running out of time. I like your rationale, but that's at least where I would have gone. And then maybe try to get like Jordan Mason here, or like Rasheed
I don't
White.
mind him for what he does is like a shot. And then I like Jordan Mason. Yeah. I think of this crop, Mason seems like the move.
Oh, Zach Charbonnet for the next pick too. I think Zach Charbonnet actually is above some of these guys even. I think
Mason and Charbonnet are the 2 picks here.
Yeah. Yep. I do too.
Because he could really, really pop. Blue I hate that it toggles like that. That's driving me nuts. Judkins probably will play.
He's
some
too
off the field stuff.
Too much up in the air there.
Benson's interesting, but I think Charbonnet is more of a proven thing. Blue is interesting. Braylon Allen is interesting, but I think Charbonnet is just
to me, I don't see anybody else
Timothy.
but Charbonnet in this class. Timothy Charbonnet.
So I really like that. Here's your guy, the man, the myth, Kyle Pitts, backup. What do we think?
If he's there, take him.
Coming to us. Now, Najee could be like one of these. Now, I'm really doing a lot of like running back kind of dart throws because
maybe
of the way
a wide
the draft
receiver.
fell.
Yeah, maybe a wide receiver. But yeah, looking like
Pitsy goes.
Oh, I lost it. I'm blind out there, so you'll have to take this one.
I'm gonna screen share. I think next time if we do a live draft, we can actually take some time instead of this one. It's kind of crazy you can't pause. I'm gonna go. I think Najee might be an interesting pick.
Yeah,
or Ford.
because you can put Najee on your IR right now. It looks like he says he's out.
Right.
If that stands, that might not stand. Defense.
I like
Go over to defense and
I'm
reach
gonna go
on.
Where is ADP? Steelers defense. We talked about it. Broncos defense,
Texans.
very good. What do you think? Who do you like?
Let's get 2 of them. I mean, any and all the top 3 there. Also the Eagles, all 4. There's like the QBs. How there's the big 4 for the top QBs with like Jaden Daniels and Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Jalen Hurts. The 4 defenses there to me are similar, where it's like
Yep.
Broncos, Steelers, even the Ravens and the Eagles, I think, are
Yeah.
all really quality similar.
Now, this next pick, I feel pretty good about our receivers. I feel good about our running backs. Do we even go kicker early?
We
Is that kind of
could,
crazy?
I think we
We
can
just
go last and wait on. I mean, unless you're dying to get like Aubrey, maybe seems like a real top end kicker.
right. I mean, you could try and dominate or like a Bates,
I
or
think that'll
even
give us a better grade when you get the grade in your email. I think a
yeah,
kicker, one of
fantasy. He's
these
got the
top
most
kickers.
projected.
Three,
Chase,
2. Nice. Okay, good.
I just picked the top projected because I think the grade will help, but
Sure.
in real draft. Now here's interesting. Mm, this is
Brian
kind of a dart
Robinson.
throw. Maybe a
We have a
backup
lot of
tight
running
end.
backs.
Backup tight end.
Yeah. Zach Ertz, Waller or Johnny Smith seem interesting, but I like
I don't.
Brian Robinson, to be honest, in this class,
Oh my god, I
junior.
didn't even see him. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right.
McCaffrey's like,
He's like,
if he gets injured, then all of a sudden, holy shit, Brian Robinson is a bell cow for, a Shanahan offense that is definitely not going to be as good because they've got a lot of injuries at wide receiver, but
yeah.
still could get pretty good yardage, I think.
Now, last slot. Do we think backup Q, backup tight end?
I
What do
think
you
wide
think?
receiver, we're looking a little light on wide receiver, actually.
You're right. I mean, we're very top heavy. We're relying on our guys. Um, and so maybe a Lockett is interesting. Romeo Dobbs.
This is a
Um,
rough. Yeah, Trevor Lawrence or like Johnny Smith, I think. I know they're not wide receivers, but I just don't like these wide receivers that I'm looking at right now.
you're saying Trevor Lawrence or who?
Or Johnny Smith at the top there, backup tight end for
Yeah.
Pittsburgh. He's new,
I
new,
don't
new,
mind
new
Strange,
plays.
dude.
Yeah,
I did
yeah,
Jonu. I picked Jonu. I think it's interesting when you get the QB and the tight end early. Like RB2 and 3 are kind of wild, but you could argue outside of running back, you could have the number one at every other position.
yeah, yep, yep, yep,
QB,
yep. And that's when like
receiver,
also
tight
like
end.
you're doing the waiver wire thing in the first couple like weeks. Maybe Walker goes down and Charbonnet becomes a real bell cow for you. Like the dart
Yeah, or
throws we took
McCaffrey,
on the
or
bench there.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of like these are just a lot of dart throws, and you can always just drop and see what's going on. But yeah, no backup QB, no backup tight end, and just taking a lot of
Here's
dart
my
throws.
strategy too. I'm gonna be generous and I'm gonna give you this is a port. It's a dessert wine
Oh,
out of the shelf. We have a running analogy for a first time listener that we want to share information with each other for fantasy, even though we're going against each other in a lot of these leagues. So
yeah,
we kind of treat it like a treating each other to a wine cupboard. Go ahead.
exactly, exactly. I think it started because we were just showing each other what's in the pantry, what's in the
That's
cabinet,
right. Oh yeah, yeah.
what's in
What's
the
in the cabinet?
cabinet,
Oh, this
and
is what
and
I
I
got. Let me
I
open it
think
up and share a little bit. Yeah.
yeah, and the other
So this
episode, I didn't go just to the cabinet. I went all the way to the wine cellar. We shared a couple things, and now, you know,
now.
Alex and I are getting high on our own supply here. Yeah.
So this is this port that I'm about to pour. It's a little dessert wine, little
Okay.
dessert drink. In the end of that draft, there we got Aubrey to get like a good grade, which I do want to see your in the email how we got the grade. Probably a B would be my guess. Um, but I would have instead of getting the kicker Aubrey, I would have gotten maybe a better wide receiver or a running back skill position, and then waited for last pick to get Little, the Jacksonville kicker, who hit a 70-yarder in
Yeah,
preseason.
that's something I would do in real life, but in trying to hunt a grade, I would
Right.
go,
Yep.
Now, interesting. It says we got a B
Yep. It's always a B for me.
and we got strengths, defense, QB, kicker. I'm shocked it didn't say receiver. And then weaknesses, bench, which I think is
That
fair.
makes that makes sense. Yeah. I mean,
Okay, Alex, I'm gonna have to hunt a lobby here so we can do something. Now, do you want to go after? I'm gonna do 12 man again. Do you want me to go
mhm.
after the 2 spot again, or do you want to go to the 6 spot now?
Let's try 6 spot this time. And now, do you want to do one where we can actually pause and talk through stuff like
Like
sleeper or
sleeper?
yacht? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sleeper,
Well,
I
you don't want
know
to do a
you
live
can
one?
do it.
You don't want to do a live?
I don't need to.
Let me look up Sleeper. I like
Now
doing
they have the
live ones.
ADP. They have the ADP pretty different here, so we're
Okay.
gonna get a lot of different choices. Like we could get Bill really late in Sleeper compared to what we just got him at.
Yeah, I think he's really climbing. I'm shocked. Okay. How do I do this, Alex?
I'll be honest, I always use the app, so let me kind of learn with you here because there's a fantasy function.
Under mock drafts, redraft. It looks like I don't know if that's like an actual league though. Mock draft, I suppose. I think it's only an app thing, Alex. I don't know.
Is that right?
I don't know.
Well, we could do just ESPN again if that's the case. I mean, I guess we already did it anyway, so we talked about through some points.
I
And
think
the
I
clock will keep us on pace.
I think if we Ben, I think a live one will give us a lot of juice. All right. This one we got 9. Do you like that? It starts in 8 minutes here, or do you want to jump into something else?
The
Ripping.
position is 9.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah,
think we
that's
should?
fine. Yeah, let's try it. Yeah.
This would be an interesting one. It's later in the draft. I'll try and jump on 6 if it opens. I don't know if it
Can you
will.
share? Can you share the? I know it's
Mhm.
annoying with the going back and forth, so I appreciate it.
So we're in the 9 hole. This is live people now. Now I think there's
Oh, okay.
pros and cons to this. One, I think we'll have more time to chat as people
Yeah.
are picking, and then I think there's pros and cons to the results we'll get because one, I think it's more, we'll see. I mean, I did an expert league, so hopefully these people are better versus
Mm-hmm.
like a beginner. But I think it'll be sharper picks on some, and some I think will be dog shit, which I think is kind of realistic to like an
Yeah.
actual draft.
Absolutely. Yeah,
So
absolutely. Max is in the league, so we got to consider.
I guess you haven't mentioned which one he is on that scale, but we can draw some conclusions.
So we got 6 minutes here, so we can kind of go into the show notes, I think, here a bit, and maybe even
Oh yeah,
touch on um, I mean, Little League World Series drama. Do we want to talk about even our because it's kind of fantasy adjacent? If you want to kind of get into that, I mean, I was very excited about it until I wasn't. You know,
I
until
you know
my
it's funny.
team had its heart ripped out in the most really sinister way. As a viewer of South Dakota, as a fan of South Dakota Little League team, getting your heart ripped out is sort of like an understatement because you'd still have the rest of your
Sure.
body intact. Um, my soul left my body watching that game. So I
Mm.
don't know. I mean, I don't like to be dramatic or anything. I'm just trying to accurately depict as close to how I was feeling during that. But yeah, I don't know. How was the little league experience for you?
It's funny. I didn't really watch any of it, and then someone was like, and then they were like, Jake, you're in the final. I was like, oh, okay. And then I was like, maybe I'll follow and I'll watch this game. I forgot and I didn't watch it. And then I was following on like I would look up the bracket and be like, how'd they do? So I did that, but I didn't see
This was
any
like March
action.
Madness for you. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I didn't see any of the games or whatever, but I know we've got another like 5 minutes here. I am curious because I'm looking at the rundown again, and
Hmm.
I wanted to hear about your ideal fall evening. Yeah, I do want to hear about that.
I mean, the weather changed back on the East Coast now, and the weather changed literally. It changed seasons in 2 days. It was summer. It was
Alex, this is your first season change in what, a decade?
over a
Over?
decade. 13 years.
Whoa.
Haven't had a
How many?
season change like this. 13 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So previously I'm just flying back in, right? And just like finding a
You're a
season.
desert rat.
I'm a real desert rat. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's just living under shadows of
Yeah.
scurrying under shadows and stuff like that. And just
Cacti.
sucking, yes, exactly. So sucking water out of cacti.
Yeah.
Um, anyway, season changes. It gets cool. It gets crisp. Sean Barry invites me over to his lovely backyard, right?
Mm.
And he's got, and let me paint the picture here. He goes, I'm making smash burgers. Come on over. This was after he goes, hey, Alex, it's Friday. You want to play hooky and do a little back nine? I go,
I fucking love this guy.
I
I'm
would
gonna I'm gonna
absolutely love to. The fact that you said hooky
ugh,
and the fact now he didn't go, I didn't go, work was busy, yada yada. But we get together in the evening. He goes, I'm making smash burgers. I say, I'm coming over, buddy. And wife is down the shore. Devin, his
uh-oh.
wife, takes Bryn, the baby, down the shore. Just
Boys
Alex,
night.
just
There we go.
Sean. Sean, I've learned, loves cooking.
Love it.
It's a crisp fall night, Jake. It's a crisp, and not maybe not fully fall. We're just it feels like just a one leaf or two leaves have fallen, but
Yeah.
nothing much. This is we're
Yeah.
coming right. It's still August. It's still summer, but
Mm.
this is like a whisper of fall.
Yeah.
And that's what made me think, what is fall going to be?
Mhm.
So we go out there. He has smash burgers. We have fries. He really does it up. Does it great. We have a
Mm.
projector outside and we're
Ugh.
watching the Phillies game, eating smash burgers. I had to bring cigars because I couldn't come in empty handed.
No.
So I bring cigars. We're smoking cigars. We're watching the Phillies. And this is why I said ideal fall. And this is really what brings it all together. Sean Barry lives, for the listener, he lives right in the heart of a small town that we grew up in. So small and so close that you can hear in the distance the PA speaker for our alma mater, Council Rock North Indians, playing their first high school football game.
Man.
These helmets right here that we wore, you can hear in the background. We're smoking cigars. It's nice and cool. We just had burgers. It's now like 60s now, and we're a little crisp. We're watching the Phillies and the Eagles preseason game, so we're kind of switching back and forth. And the burgers were great, cigars are good. Council Rock touchdown in the background. It
Oh,
just
wow.
a real evening, and that's why I wanted to. And I ate up a lot of time painting this sort of picture here. But I was just curious if you had any ideas coming to what does an ideal fall look like? Because I'm at the very beginning of the process,
Yeah.
being the end of August here. But that's
Now
it. It,
now
it
the
made me think.
biggest omission from this beautiful description is gotta be a fire pit. Now, fire pit has gotta be involved. The outdoor
He had it. We didn't fire it up. We were at the
yeah,
table. We were at the table, but he does have it. But
yeah.
yeah, that's a great point. A
And
fire
that's
pit's
that's gotta be in the
excellent point.
rotation of the fire pit. Going around. It looks like we got about 40 seconds before we jump in this bad boy, but I think that the fire pit around hoodie weather, whenever it's hoodie and jean weather,
Uh-huh.
is
Yeah.
just so ideal. It's a crispness to the air, but then you could put layers on. If you're doing
Mhm.
something, you could take layers off. I love that. Uh, I mean, it's kind of crazy to me, but did you have beer? I mean, it's not only get the cigars, but did you get some beers flowing? Or I guess
Sean
you're
had a
still,
whiskey. I'm doing
uh,
my sober.
you're still,
This is
yeah.
Sean Barry, just locked and loaded, ready for every occasion. Couple non-alcoholic IPAs,
Oh,
right? So I get the
what a guy.
feeling of it. I had like
Yeah.
two or three, and it's like such a good
And you're
placebo
loaded.
effect for me. No, I drove home. I couldn't believe it. Should have got arrested.
Yeah.
A couple NAs for the listeners that don't know. I'm doing like only drinking 12 times this year on average once. It's like a sober year, but I have 12 exceptions basically. And whenever I use them, I got a couple weddings coming up, yours included. And so I got to
Oh,
save
yeah.
up my drinking days for that. So yeah, I went into the NA game now. So we did have that going too. Yeah.
Love that Shawnee B is bringing up the back nine hooky. That's the beauty of that early fall is you can
Yeah.
still really get some golf in. And if you can do
Mm,
golf in like
mm,
early fall, oh, it gets a little windy. It does get windy, but oh
uh,
man, you can still catch some great day. And sometimes that's good. Sometimes that's a
yeah.
good thing, and you
Yeah.
really get if it's at your tail, you know what I mean? A little tailwind, just carry
Oh,
that thing 300. Did I hit it right in the fairway, dead center, 300 yards? Am I
mm,
about to go watch football later in that
yeah.
backyard with a beer, with a cigar? Ugh, I mean,
Little
Sean's got
Zach
it.
Brown band playing. You got the little Zach Brown band in the golf cart. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Little
really,
ZBB,
really
a little bit of chicken
enjoying it.
fried, a little knee deep in the water. You know what I mean? Oh, Well, I'm just thinking, kind of laid back tunes. Laid
Laid
back tunes. Give
back.
me some yacht rock for you.
Yeah, rock. Now, Alex, we are in the 9 hole. I don't know if you heard it, but I got the ESPN sounds going.
Didn't hear that, but that's awesome.
Okay. So we got Jamar number one. Now I want to double check. It is PPR. We're a 12-man team. So because we got the 9, we have 16 as well. Um, I'm looking on the top ranked guys, and it's looking around like Puka, Malik Neighbors, Amon Ra, Genti is kind of our region. And wow, McCaffrey goes 4. Wow.
That's
In
a
this.
49ers fan.
Yeah, that is Dylan's daring team, and he certainly is.
He's daring.
Saquon and Gibbs really falling here. I mean, Gibbs is, I guess, in the neighborhood still, but there goes Saquon, there goes Gibbs. Yep. And we're about to
It's
be
just
on the clock here. What are you thinking here?
I do not like Puka. I'm maybe Malik or Amon Ra.
Okay, now we're on the clock. Amon-Ra, Genti, Achan, Nico Bryan, kind of in the wheelhouse. Who you like?
Amon Ra. I had him last year. He was just so consistent.
Okay,
Genty, we don't know. The others just feel like a lot of gambles. I'm going off the adage, just don't lose a fantasy league
in the
in the
first
draft
round.
in the first round. Yeah, or don't lose it in the draft.
Yeah. I think he's a real sure thing. You lose Ben
And
Johnson, which is,
hoping Derrick Henry or AJ Brown are around for the second pick. That's my hope here.
yeah, would love a running back and keep us flexible.
Yeah.
Now, this only has one flex, so slightly different from our league, more bench.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So there's the difference there. I think I told you
Even
about
Josh
Brian
Jacobs.
Todd. What's that?
Oh, go ahead. I was gonna say
Josh
even
Jacobs?
Josh Jacobs I'd be happy with if Derrick Henry goes,
Now, what about
which it looks
Achan
like he did.
or Brown or Taylor? We got a lot of stuff
AJ
right now.
Brown seems most intriguing in this grouping, or Josh Jacobs. Those are my two votes.
Interesting. You don't like Achan, don't like Taylor. Not a Brock
No,
Bauer?
I don't trust the Dolphins. That's interesting. I'd be interested in that too, but AJ Brown or Josh Jacobs, but you make the decision of what you go with your heart.
I went AJ. Maybe I should have gone
The
running back,
Browns.
keep
No,
us
but
flexible,
this
but
makes us really strong in wide receivers, and I kind of like the second tier of running backs that will be available over the second tier of um, wide receivers. So I think this is good because Marion Hampton, I'm thinking, and then
yep,
also James Conner, even Kenny Walker
yep.
or Henderson. I
Henderson.
like.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I feel like it's nice. Last draft we did the QB tight end, and it
that's
really
tough. It thins
it's
it out.
yeah.
Yeah,
So it's nice to at least just get some of the. Let me pull this back up for you. Get some of the skill positions outside of the QB and tight end. Okay, so interesting so far. Bowers did go right after us, so he was there. Chase Brown's going earlier and earlier these days.
yeah.
Bucky's there.
I just worry that Chase Brown is getting drafted off of like his high potential because he really
Ceiling.
ended last year. Yeah, his ceiling, right.
Yeah, yeah,
Where I don't know, I think he'll have a good year, but maybe not that high is
yeah,
my worry with if I wanted to take him
yeah. He's very
because
hot,
he's
and
like,
it's almost like a too hot kind of thing. That's what I'm worried about with Bill.
yeah, yeah,
Like
it's
Bill is
too high.
awesome, but
We might get James Cook and O'Marion Hampton here.
I
O'Marion
mean,
Hampton, I'm most excited about. James Cook is similar, where he had a lot of touchdowns last year. So I don't know if James Cook is going to repeat that. So he's going really high this year when I think he's more
mhm.
like RB2 range.
How do you feel about Kittle in the middle there?
That's really interesting. He's definitely before a drop off of tight ends. You can kind of see there.
That's what I was looking at. Yeah.
I'm just more concerned about running back is top of mind for me right now.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know if you're in the same boat, but
I almost want to go either two running back or running back tight end. And only because it's Kittle. If it was anyone else, I wouldn't really
would you be
consider it.
swayed with a quarterback that
I
Jalen
was just
Hurts
going to
here?
say, yeah, Hertz is on the
We could
board.
get Jalen and then whatever running back is left over in this kind of
Do you want to
bracket.
go Jalen Hampton?
If Hampton's still there, that would be a home run. I think. I think that would because this is an AJ Brown stack too. I'm realizing
Yeah.
with Jalen
So
Hurts.
that's
So
kind of wild, actually. I can't believe. I mean, QB really hung around because we got him at the
honestly,
very end of the third.
if we're looking at this, I think the way it would pan out this year is like AJ Brown is probably our number one, and Amon Ra is like a super two. We just drafted it in reverse order. Did
Yeah,
Hampton go? Yeah, Hampton went
that's
immediately
what I
after.
like.
Yeah.
I mean, luckily we've got a few running backs I do like that'll still be on the board. Like I like Cook, I like Kamara. Oh, there
Mhm.
goes Henderson. I was just going to mention him.
Yeah, the rookies are hot, I think.
Yeah. Oh, there
Kittle
goes
goes.
Kittle. Well, I still like Kenny Walk or Cook here
Any of those top three, I'm cool with. Yeah.
because we definitely need an RB. So we just got to take it.
James Conner also seems like a boring, safe, high floor running back too. So
There goes Cook. Now, do you want to go floor here or do you want to go ceiling? Kenny Walker's
how
going to be
about
amazing, but he could get hurt. We could go Kenny Walk
Walker?
and look for the handcuff.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Yep. I love
Nailed
it.
it. Okay.
I think I love that. Yep. Charbonnet is awesome. And if you have Kenny Walker, he's even more awesome. So
Yeah.
I think we go another running back and then we go best available, and then just try to find when we can get Charbonnet. Is kind of like the
Interesting.
strategy I'm thinking about.
What's funny too is I feel like Connor's another one where I like his handcuff. Benson as well.
Yeah.
I like them less, but similar kind of
You
strategy to
said
what we've
this
got.
is full PPR, right?
Yeah, at the top here it says PPR mock.
Okay, yeah, full. Okay, not half. Yeah.
Now, lots of receivers hanging around. Running back, we could get an Aaron Jones or an RJ
Oh, that
Harvey
would
or
be really
Pacheco.
cool. I'm even looking at Hawkinson as we're looking at our next two picks
Yeah, Laporta
because we want to
even.
fill out our roster and leave the flex open. Um, could be a move.
Yeah. Would love running back tight end. Would be my ideal next two picks because then we can just take best available with the flex
Yeah.
open. Now,
This is a good juicy part of this is a juicy wide receiver grouping, but I I still like our strategy better than the like Pickens I like, Jameson Williams I really like, Cortland Sutton just went, so that's good, kind of makes the decision for us. Do you
Hunter's
like Harvey? Do you like Harvey enough to go over Aaron
RJ.
Jones
I do like
for
Harvey a
our
lot, and I do like that stack as well with Dobbins. Because
I don't I'm low on Dobbins. I disagree. I don't like Dobbins because he's older and injury prone to me.
sure,
But
but
do you like him
yeah, I
there?
do like him. I think the Broncos offensive line is pretty good. Um, and yeah, it's just a health thing. And if he's just a handcuff, um, like
Pacheco's down there. I didn't even see him.
yep, yep. And I think I can even scroll up. Holy shit! So Rasheed Rice, Zay Flowers, Devontae Smith. This is a ton
If we
of
get
good.
Devontae Smith, we could be the full Eagles. Like
Yeah,
it would be
I'm trying to share.
all.
Sorry.
That's all right.
We're up next. Okay. Now, what if we just go fucking Rasheed Rice or Zay Flowers here? I mean, we got Devontae
I don't
Smith
like
too.
Rasheed Rice because of the
Suspension.
suspension.
JMO.
Who went? Zay went. Man, we have a
Okay.
lot of good options here. Do we want to get a running back here and then just see best wide receiver available? Because there's a lot of good
I
wide receivers, but I can't. Go ahead.
I think what if we take Devontae Smith and just see which running backs left in
Let's
five,
do it.
6 picks?
Let's do it.
Because I mean, I know we didn't want that. That wasn't ideal. We could have gone Hawkinson. We could have done.
We're kind
It's
of
just so
doing we're doing
juicy.
that like Bengals, like the Bengals, where we have Jalen and his two top receivers.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a handcuff, and if we get deep wide receiver options, Devontae Smith could just be a bench handcuff, basically.
I'm excited to get Goddard later as well. It's gonna be really fun.
And then Jake Elliott. And then Jake Elliott.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and the defense. Just do the whole squad. See if we can get
Tetranoa
Shipley.
McMillan is also a consideration I'm thinking about. He's an exciting rookie, but definitely with this pick as running back, we got to fill up our running back spot, especially with this grouping before we have a big hole. Harvey goes,
Checo.
Pacheco
Oof.
goes.
I don't mind Jones and Pollard.
Even Montgomery, I'm not horrified at it if we get stuck with. Oh, I guess we have only one pick left, so yeah, we can get Pollard or Pollard or Jones. Yep. I'm cool with either of those.
In retrospect, I would have gone running back, our choice of running back. It was just so juicy at the top there
Yeah,
with
Devontae
the
Smith would have
stack.
been gone. Yeah, he would have been gone, so we would have
Now,
missed him. But
who do you like, Montgomery, Jones, or Pollard?
I think Jones, because we can get Mason as a handcuff too for Aaron Jones in Minnesota.
Sure.
Um, and I
And it's a
just think
better
the Tennessee.
offense than
Exactly. Yeah,
Tennessee.
exactly. Yep, yep, yep.
Okay. Okay,
And it's
that's cool.
PPR. He's like the receiving back.
So we're going to be handcuff hunting here.
Oh, Warren's there, Bill's there. I think we're looking pretty good. What about tight end? That tight end grouping, because I think the
Here.
handcuffs are farther down.
Yeah, I think we go after like an
Charbonnet.
Andrews or
How far down is
Njoku.
Charbonnet? Maybe we can we plan out the Charbonnet pick a little bit better here? Where is he in this list?
He is. There's Mason. So Mason's 118. We're at
Okay.
81 is our next pick. And then 131.
Okay. Okay. Charbonnet is pretty low,
118,
so that's good.
118 and
I
and
think, dude, we
131.
get two handcuffs. We have four running backs, but it's like getting guaranteed spots for pretty
Yeah.
good offenses, like pretty good. Maybe I don't know how good Seattle is, um, but still, I mean, we're kind of guaranteeing a spot, which is pretty cool. I think tight end might be this next pick for us
Yeah. I
because
mean, luckily there's still a cluster, but the run could really happen here. Like, let's look at the board actually. And oh my gosh, why does it do that? There's a lot of tight ends missing. Let's see, over the next, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 missing tight ends before our pick. So we should be able, it might exactly go, but it probably won't. We'll see though. There goes 1, 2.
Njoku,
We just need one
Mark
of those
Andrews,
guys
be
to
there, be
not
there, Mark
pick.
Andrews, be there.
We could also go Ingram.
Yeah, I just like Mark Andrews better as a
I do
red zone
too,
threat. And he was like injured and got a lot of crap at the
because of the
beginning of
drop.
last year. Yeah, in the drop, that's right.
Yep.
But he was good at the end of the year as far as touchdown volume for that offense. I think he'll get back to his ways. So I think it's like a cheap Mark Andrews year, and he's still kind of going to be good. Ingram, he just seems less.
Warren. Okay, good. Got Andrews.
Yeah,
All right.
I think we
We
were
got
good.
Andrews. We locked that in. That's good. So we got our starters.
We can kind of just see what falls to us here.
Yeah, kind of like what about reaching on
Yep, I love it.
a little bit. Now, what's interesting is like there's also these guys like Cup and Diggs are both like washed new team guys who
Hmm.
there's a part of me where it's like maybe one of them's like Pittman too. Like all these three of these guys.
Pittman, I like. Of that grouping, I like Pittman.
You find
Daniel
that.
Jones. Daniel
Okay,
Jones just got the
on the
job.
clock, Olavi's here.
Egba went. Egba went.
Uh
I even like. You have to scroll down. I like Pittman, or if you scroll down, Pearsall, is he around? Maybe Pittman here because we're 4 seconds. 4 seconds. Ah, shit.
Got
Okay.
Pittman. Okay. I wouldn't have mind like Olave, Cup, Diggs. I mean, they're all
I
backups. It's
I just hate
interesting.
New
It's
Orleans this year. I hate New Orleans this year.
yeah, they have
Rattler
no
or
QB.
Shuck? Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot like what's it called? Fuck the Raiders last year. The Raiders had no QB last year.
Or Tennessee Titans when they had Levis
Yeah.
trying to do
I mean,
that
they
and
had
they realized.
Bowers was still producing for the Raiders, but he's like a freak and he's a tight end, which is a little bit different than I think outside receiver. Also, I don't mind. I think Shakir is a value. I think Addison is interesting. I mean, he's got the suspension
Yep.
that sucks, but
It's only 3 games and we already have the starters locked in. So it's kind
right.
of like that's okay. He's be on the bench anyway, so it's like
Yeah. Have you even considered Javante Williams or Stevenson?
no, not really. Um just because Henderson seems like he's got so much more juice for New England and I just remember watching burned in my brain Stevenson just fumbling a lot. I don't know what game I watched.
Yeah.
But just it was like nightmarish amount of fumbles. And I have that burned in my brain. Javonte Williams, just Dallas, I think they're gonna have a huge committee. It reminds me of being really excited for Tony Pollard when Zeke left. and he kind of disappointed, I think.
Yeah.
They have Miles Sanders and Jaden Blue. And Javonte Williams seems like the goal line
Is it
guy.
Jaden Blue?
Maybe yeah, just Blue, the rookie. I don't know
Because
his.
Blue
I
is that old
wouldn't know
running
his
back
name.
from years ago, wasn't it? Jaden? I can't remember now.
Oh, from on the Texans. Yeah, yeah.
Can't remember, but
I got a pick for us here. Tyler Warren,
I was
backup.
gonna say, how do we feel about a backup tight end? I think that's a good one.
Normally not this early, but for Tyler Warren, I think he could be your starting tight end. Honestly,
Yeah. The irony of like we probably and there he goes.
I like maybe even Moon. Oh, Jordan Mason. How about we start getting our handcuffs now? We kind of
Yeah,
reach a little bit for our handcuffs because Jordan
I
Mason,
like
and then
that.
we got to go Charbonnet next, and that's our running backs locked down.
Yep. I think we do
And dude,
that.
this would be this is a really tight team with handcuffs all over the place because we have AJ Brown and Devontae Smith
Devontae.
handcuffing
Yeah.
each other. We have Jordan Mason and Aaron Jones, and then we have Kenny Walker and Charbonnet for this next pick here, I think.
Maybe we should have gone for JMO earlier. Jameson
Williams?
Williams, yeah,
Uh-huh.
for Amon-Ra. Could you imagine we have AJ Brown,
Oh wow.
Amon-Ra,
Wait,
JMO,
who
and Devontae?
would we have replaced Mark Andrews then? Would that have been
It,
the pick for
yeah, I think
I don't know. I think we chose
because
Devontae Smith over JMO, right?
but if we could have swung Warren later, that would have been super fun
Right.
instead of Pittman or something like that. Okay,
I say we
we're on the
reach on our
clock.
handcuff.
We're
We
on the
reach on
clock.
Charbonnet.
Who are you thinking? Reach
Reach on Charbonnet.
on Charbs. He's pretty far down.
It's a big reach.
Where's he at?
Wasn't he 131? Oh, did he go?
Oh, he
He
went.
went.
He went.
He's gone. He's gone. He's gone. He's gone. Whoever you want,
I
go.
panic
You go.
picked Jaded Reed.
Okay. Honestly,
I think
I like to pick. I like to
yeah.
pick though.
I think he was top of board. I think he's quietly still the number one receiver. Like it's always like Christian Watson has been budding for a few years. They get Golden.
Golden, yeah.
They've got Kraft. But still, even with all these like guys, like Reed has been the guy for Jordan Love, and everyone else is just kind of so anyway,
I
we have a
had him
shot at
I had
number
him in a stack. I had him in a stack
with
with
Love.
Love and Jaden Reed last year, and it was just so hit or miss. I was never playing him at the right week that he got, his due.
Yeah.
And so it felt like Russian roulette with him. But that doesn't mean, he still could be a pretty good depth piece. And he's like their Wandell Robinson. He's getting all the screen passes. He's getting a lot of PPR love, I think.
Mhm.
So I think he's a really good, really solid choice as a backup bench wide receiver.
I like it. I like it. Yeah, it was more of a little panic pick as we got sniped on sharps. But yeah, that would have been such a fun, tight construction of the
Yeah.
team. Now I'm looking, we could go get golf as a backup with Amon-Ra, little
If Hurts,
continuity. But we've got Hertz. It's kind of we also have Goddard here. So we got our backups if we want
is,
them.
is there a position you want, like wide receiver or running back? Like we missed Charbonnet. Should we think about running back like a Braylon Allen?
Yeah,
I'm
Brown
seeing,
Allen,
is there
Blue is
another?
there. Um,
Golf is pretty cool though. That's pretty cool
you like
as
golf
a backup quarterback. It's a real big
or
insurance
Goddard?
policy. Maybe Goddard, because we missed our backup tight end too. Goddard is another handcuff kind of like we can
Yeah,
go full Eagles kind of because Goddard's kind of a handcuff if Devontae Smith or AJ Brown go down, his
yeah.
volume goes up, his usage goes up. So he's
And
kind of
he's a
like a
stack,
backup.
handcuff
Right.
stack.
Yeah.
Interesting. Plus, it's not like we need him. I also like Andrews is I think below the number one tier, but like Andrews and Goddard together could be a top tier tight end. It has the
Mm-hmm.
possibility. Now we miss on Goff.
How do you feel about Najee Harris? I'm seeing at the bottom there. Maybe Najee Harris is a
I like
backup running back or
what about
Braylon Allen.
Brilliant Allen? I like Blue, but potentially I like Allen. I like Allen a lot.
Allen, I like the most of those top guys, and then maybe Najee's still there on our next pick.
I'll go
Najee,
Allen.
I'm honestly valuing Najee higher because he's out and he's an IR slot. There's not many IR slot people. Ayuk
Right.
is similar, because it opens it up, and then you can pick up a free agent right away.
Do you think Ayuk is going to be relevant when he comes back?
I don't know. I'll be honest, I don't know, but he could be the second half of the year guy that's like, oh, he's back, he's looking good now, and now he's getting pumped like 12 targets a game, and he's
Yeah.
getting like eight catches in the red zone, and Pearsall's now tired because he's been high usage for the first half of the season. So it'd be a patient play.
I think his injury is another reason I really like Kittle.
Yeah,
I think Kittle will
but I like
be,
Pearsall. Yeah.
yeah, Pearsall too. Okay,
Who's
we're
gonna
really
fall to
humming.
us here?
We could go CJ Stroud as a backup. Could go
How do you think about
forward.
defense here?
Najee.
Defense, Steelers, yeah, Najee's there, and then maybe a defense because Steelers just went,
Yeah,
is why I said that. Najee, and then Najee, then one of the
Najee
top four
defense.
defenses.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. Because
Because
Najee, I know
Najee's
you
gonna
were
be gone. Yeah.
there goes defense. So Najee's fun. I think Najee has a chance to like it'd be crazy. He's like he has a chance to come back and like be really, really solid.
It.
Like he could
Yep.
be.
If his eye, it's just how serious is the eye injury? You don't know, right? Like
Yeah. Ta-da. Okay. I'm gonna start looking at let's look at ADP. Ravens defense,
Ravens or Texans just went,
Vikings,
or
Eagles.
Eagles. Eagles or Ravens is my vote.
Okay. Seahawks is up here. Lions is up here.
Seahawks seems surprising to me. Maybe like Reek Woolen is who I'm thinking about, but like I don't know, is their defense that good?
Got Reek Woolen. They've got Witherspoon. They've got Julian Love, and then they just drafted a freak strong safety. Um, uh, eh, what's his name? A really freak athlete, 6'3". They got like a low key Legion of Boom thing going. Um, and then
Man,
they
they're really
got
chasing that, huh? Their
they
glory.
then they got Lawrence from the Cowboys, DeMarcus Lawrence.
Oh,
And then
I
they've
didn't
got
realize that.
yeah, Leonard Williams, Tyron
Not
Murphy,
bad.
Aaron Reed, Marcus Lawrence, and then they've got who is that safety? Like Nick.
Job,
Oh, Josh Jobe. Wow. Yeah, Nick, this
Eagle.
guy, second round, 21, 6'3", but at the combine, he was like a darling. Let me
Wow.
look at the draft. Where are we
South
at?
Carolina.
We're about to hit a bunch of auto picks here. So I think do we go kicker?
Yeah, because we only have one spot left, so I think
Oh,
kicker is a
Jerome
starting spot.
Ford is hanging around. Or we go backup QB for our last bench before the kicker.
Yeah, I'm cool with. Pretty open to a lot of options here. I'm just thinking of our grade. I'm thinking kicker for our grade, basically, because a lot of kickers are falling off the board right now.
Okay. And then
Gay. Pretty gay.
Matt Gay. All right, last pick. Should I go ADP maybe? Who you think? Cam Little's there.
Yeah,
Zach
what do we need?
Ertz.
I'm looking at, we got a couple wide receivers on the
Go backup
bench.
QB.
Yeah, we don't have one, do we? That would be good.
What? Bryce Young? Wow, not a lot.
I don't like this. This looks ugly.
Bateman?
Bateman's pretty good. Yeah, Bateman is like, especially if DeAndre Hopkins doesn't work out, he's like clear number 2.
Do
But
they still have OBJ?
I don't think he retired. He must have retired, right?
Yeah. You know what's interesting is man, when did we get Hertz? Was he third round or fourth? I'm trying to remember. Where's the board
Third?
view? So we ended up going to Monra, AJ. Yeah, end of third.
I feel like this team would be great. Obviously, we have a lot of Eagles, but the Eagles are like,
Good
yeah, you can call it
offense.
homerism, but yeah, it's like they just won the Super Bowl and they're one of the best rosters because of those 3 guys. So, it's not unwise. Amon Ra again just seems like a super safe first pick. I feel like he's like pencil him in for 15 floor.
Yeah,
Let me
every
know
single time.
how's a grade.
Oof, we got to see.
That's disgusting and wrong.
What does it say? It says strengths, QB, weakness, bench, and running back. Huh. Doesn't like the Kenneth Walker. And I will say, both these drafts we did, we were light on running backs. Because maybe if we
Yeah,
instead of
I'm looking at the first round and or the first 2 rounds and look at all the running backs that went. It was only us and the last pick that didn't go running back in the first 2
Yeah.
picks of the
CeeDee
team.
Lamb went second. Wow. Dude, Saquon going 7.
He's like
That
4
that would have
normally,
been
right?
crazy if he fell and we got all of the Eagles. Saquon,
That would have been
AJ,
nuts. Yeah.
Hurts.
All
Interesting.
right.
Interesting.
We are at right around, I think, the end here. Is there any last
I think we hit it.
notes or any last review? I mean, the show stuff maybe we can do next time. If we're
Yeah. I
discussing the
think
show.
we could discuss maybe a show, do a second episode, another episode like that. But I really like we did Eagles, and then we got into more of the NFL fantasy stuff, bigger picture. So it's just great, brother.
Yeah,
Love it. Really, I feel like it was a little bit smoother than last time. Still some hiccups, but yeah,
we're
I feel like
doing it.
really good,
Yeah.
really good.
I had a blast. I mean, the I feel like the length, it just flies by.
Yeah, it's
Doesn't even.
crazy.
I feel like, yeah, we kind of just naturally we vamp, baby.
We vamp,
Mostly
dude.
vamping.
We just
Mostly
vamp
vamping.
is all we freaking do. All right. Well, this is gonna be it for this episode. Appreciate it, brother, as always. Love you very much. We'll be on the next episode, same time next week. And that's it for me.
Love ya. Bye.